Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carrie. Here's your host, Carrie Lazat.
There you go. Hi, and welcome to Coffee with Carrie. This is where you get to meet the people that help keep things running here in Bloomfield Township. And if you're watching live, I encourage you to say hello to us, ask a question, or just let us know you're there and how you're doing. You can watch it live. We're broadcasting on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, a couple of pages there. And then what we'll do is we'll take the show and we'll put it onto our cable broadcast later. So you may be watching it on cable, but we usually broadcast every other week at 10 a.m. That's our goal. I'd like also Coffee with Carrie. I'd like to invite you to come visit me at the studio where I will make you a cup of coffee. And at this time, I'd like to thank our sponsor, White Pine Coffee, who is a spectacular local roaster in Oxford. And today I'm drinking the Shanty Boy blend. So thanks so much to them. And they're located next to the Pollyant Trail in Oxford. So you can take a little walk and then stop for a refreshment, and no better coffee anywhere. So thank you very much. And without further ado, I would like to introduce my guest today, Christine Tvaroha, which rhymes with tomorrow, who is our Director of Senior Services here in Bloomfield Township. Welcome, Christine.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Well, I'm so happy to have you. So Christine and I have been working together. I've been here since the end of June, and we've been making a few videos for Christine and helping out with all the special events. And it's been a real pleasure. So I've very, very much enjoyed getting to know the seniors in our community and everything that you offer at the Senior Center. So great job.
Thank you.
So can you give us a little bit of background on where the Senior Center services started in Bloomfield Township, and kind of your background, how long you've been involved, and how the programs have grown?
Sure, yes. So interestingly enough, the senior services started in the very early 70s at a local church, actually St. Hugo of the Hills. And then very quickly in the mid 70s was adopted by the Bloomfield Hills School District. At that time, they were able to have a recreation millage, and they were growing their recreation programs, and it made perfect sense for that. So when I came on board in 95, I was part of Bloomfield Hills School District. So for 10 years, I was an employee, and we were located down, and some people might know it as Booth Elementary School or the Doyle Center now. So we were there for quite a long time. And then wonderfully, there was some nice communication between the school district and the township, and there was an effort to move Bloomfield Senior Services to the township. And the first step was a millage, the very first ever senior service millage in 2004, and it was passed. So that was great. And then very quickly in 2005, we joined the township as an official department.
Excellent. So the building is now.
Oh, yes.
Talk about the building for us.
Sure. So adding on to that, then there was a capital bond program put together in 2006, and a new senior center was included in that. And then fortunately that passed, and we were able to open this new beautiful state-of-the-art senior center in 2009.
25,000 square feet. So it's big.
It is big. We're fortunate. We have a warm water pool. We have an indoor walking track. We have 40 pieces of fitness equipment. We have the main level, we call it main level, is all multi-purpose spaces. So that can be special events, it can be clubs and drop-in programs and presentations, and all kinds of other enrichment type of activities.
Okay, great. Well, we have some photos, so we're going to take a look. And I think the first one we have is a little bit of the programming that goes on outside of the senior center. So can you tell us what's happening here?
Sure, absolutely. So this is a great photo from Art Prize last year. We have often had, prior to the pandemic, we had about 80 day trips a year. We have our own vehicles, our own drivers, and we would set up programs, and we would go to the DIA and the DSO and Meadowbrook and Purple Rose Theater and a number of other things like the weather station or a tour of the federal building in Detroit. So just as unique of venues as we could find. Often included in that would be a restaurant stop, which was quite nice. So that was a very strong program. Of course, it had to get rolled back, paused during the pandemic, but I'm happy to say that this fall we're growing that program even more. And this is an example of last year when we tried just a few programs, but we're finding people are ready. They're hungry to get out and make connections.
Right. So this is one of the main areas up on the main floor, right, where programming can be held?
Yes. So
what's going on here?
Yeah, so this was our ice cream social back in June. And that was, I think, 80 to 100 people came. And we were highlighting also all of the programs and services just to give people a reminder. Of course, lots of new people came to that, which was really wonderful.
How many people are you usually servicing right now?
So right now, we're about 100 to 150 people a day coming to the center. But of course, there's a whole range of people who are doing online programs and services. And then all of our supportive services are out in the community as well. An example might be we're transporting someone from their home to their medical appointment, or we are delivering Meals on Wheels to them, or making a call to do a wellness check. Those kinds of things. So there are a number of programs outside of the building, but daily in person is about 150.
Okay, let's take a look. What's happening here? It looks very festive.
Yes, last year we had our it was a DSO program, Home for the Holidays. That was a trip again, and then you can see in front there is one of our fundraising activities, which is a Tree of Life, and people make donations and get to honor someone, and we have that in the lobby throughout the holiday season.
Nice. Okay. And so this is one of our fitness instructors as well, right?
Yeah, this is Ernie Thomas, and Ernie was demoing some of our cardio equipment, and that's in the lower level. And there he is on our strength training equipment. So our strength training equipment is actually pneumatic. So there's no heavy weight plates or clanking or pins. So it's easier on the joints too. That's the reason we purchased that.
Nice. Okay. So let's go back to, let's see who's next. Oh, this is recent. No?
Yeah, so we have every year a compassion walk. We have a barbecue associated with that and a garage sale. So this is an example of some of the wonderful food and, of course, great people enjoying it together.
Right. Did I tell you my husband really liked that Italian sausage? Did I tell you? He was so impressed with who was it that provided the food that day?
Yes, our wonderful partners, American House Stone. They know how to do food.
He was so impressed. He was like, "You got to find out for me where we got that sausage from." So, anyway, here we are back in the fitness center, and this is another treadmill. And who's this?
Oh, so that I call her Officer Maggie. This is the police department's therapy dog, and she was helping us promote for the Compassion Walk, and that was probably in August.
Nice. Okay, and then here's another fitness program we have going on.
Yes. Yep. So this is same class. Yep. That's a seated class, which is great, but there's still a lot you can do, of course, in a seated position. And then what I don't have is a demonstration, I don't think, of any of the classes where there are no seats involved, but we do have Pilates, Tai Chi, multiple cardio programs, a bar balance class. So there's small group personal training, one-on-one personal training. And then we, of course, have what we call open hours fitness, which is people coming and they learn how to use the equipment safely and effectively, and they can drop in anytime the center is open.
Great. And what are the regular hours right now?
Right now, we're 7:15 to 3, Monday through Thursday, and 7:15 to 1 on Fridays.
Okay. And this is what's happening here?
Oh, again, this is another event where we were showcasing programs. So we can see Maggie's talking to someone about a fitness program. He was new to the center, and he actually he joined and is now taking some fitness classes. And you can see in the background, there's some gals shopping for cards. We have a great program called Paper Dolls, and they repurpose cards and sell them to help us raise money for Meals on Wheels.
Nice. Oh, and so Meals on Wheels is another program that's offered.
Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Yes.
You want to talk a little bit more about what that is and who can sign up for it?
Yeah, I would, because of course, during the pandemic, when people weren't going anywhere, we saw like almost a 40% increase in our Meals on Wheels. And we had to go to frozen delivery because we weren't able to have as many people going into the homes. So the neat part about that is now we have retained that option. So now our meals program includes, you can receive a hot meal delivered to your door Monday through Friday, or only 2 or 3 days if you wish. You can get one day per week delivery of frozen meals that you then heat on your own. And then we have a new program that's called On the Go, and people can order in advance and pick up a meal here at the center or multiple meals at the center and then take them home. So the program, I really want people to understand, is this is not an income-based program. This is for any older adult, 60 and above, who is having difficulty either shopping, preparing, etc., their meals, or just really want to boost their nutritional content for their meals. So we have a multiple ways that we would like to be able to help people.
And so tell me, so if it's not income-based, I guess, how does the program get paid for?
Oh, good question. We do a lot of fundraising, and then we do have some federal grant funds through the Community Development Block Grant that assists us, but it is a private pay model.
And so is that, it's just for residents of Bloomfield Township?
It is for residents, but we have a contract with the city of Bloomfield Hills, and we will serve their customers as well because they provide us grant funding for those meals specifically and the administration of them.
Great. And so you think is there opportunity to grow that, to serve some of the other local communities, or is it you're kind of at capacity right now?
We are at capacity now, but there are some excellent organizations that wrap around us. Pontiac Meals on Wheels. There's Western Oakland Meals on Wheels, which actually covers almost all of Oakland County now.
Okay, let's go back to some of our photos. I think this is part of your staff here. You're in the center.
Yes, that was this summer. We were all excited for the Compassion Walk, and actually it's interesting because that photo shows that of that photo, there are only 3 of us that were here before the pandemic. So since the pandemic, we've had a lot of new ideas, new fresh people coming in, which is really great. We had a lot of retirements, and you can see the nice variety of age and that sort of thing. So it's been an exciting year for us.
Yeah. And here we are in the heated pool.
Yes. So this is an aquatic program. The pool programs are very popular. We have, I think it is 19 different pool opportunities where people can come in, and there's a variety of levels. So if people are very, very active, we have programs for them. People are new to water exercise, we have something for that. We have some lap swimming opportunities. But it is a warm water pool. It's only 4 feet deep. So even if someone doesn't know how to swim, they are welcome. And I think that they would be comfortable. We always have a lifeguard on duty. We of course have the instructor, and it is a beautiful setting. You can look in the back and see the beautiful natural views that we have out that window. We see deer, we see turkey. So that's a really pretty space in our building.
Nice. Okay. And here's our little, when she was a puppy, right?
Little Maggie was trying out the track.
Taking a roll. And I think that's our last photo. So
yeah, so the track is interesting too, because we do have a lot of people who come in, especially in the bad weather, and they feel that it's safe and there's no potholes and no gravel to stumble upon. So they're really happy with the walking track. And it is quite well used.
So tell me a little bit about, the challenges now, pre-COVID. I think you were saying, in one of your presentations that the attendance was just kept growing and growing. And then because of COVID, everybody stayed home for a long time. So where are we now, and what are we doing to get back to kind of the way things were pre-COVID?
Yes, thanks. So prior to the pandemic, we were about 300 to 350 visits a day. It was over 70,000 visits in a year. So yes, it has been a struggle. We unfortunately were closed for 15 months, and we had to cut our staff back to less than about 30%. But we did. I really want people to understand that even though the center was closed to the public, the staff maintained a number of programs. So we did virtual fitness at about 25% the rate that we had when we were open to the public. We also partnered with BCTV to create some wonderful shows that are still on the website now. And those are complimentary. People can watch them at the time they choose or during the regular lineup.
Or on demand.
On demand
as well.
That's right. And so that was important. The Meals on Wheels grew. We continued minor home repair, friendly caller, and medical transportation. So there was a lot that we still did during the pandemic. But now, moving forward, we've been open about a year, a little over a year. And it was a gradual growth in terms of people feeling comfortable to come back in public and be in group settings. So that has been, again, gradual. But we are seeing a really fun peak right now. So in August, we released our fall catalog, and we set a record for registration. So that first week it goes live is always the biggest week of registration. And the first week of August, we actually were higher than our highest registration number in 2019. So fall of 2019. So that bodes well. We're back to, I think, 48 fitness programs weekly. In September, we had 45 enrichment opportunities, either trips or drop-in programs or clubs or presentations. And then this coming October now, we have 48 lined up. So we're ready for people, and they are showing up.
Oh, terrific. So do you want to talk a little bit about some of the community partners that support the work that you do, and who comes out to help out with things?
Sure. So I think we ended up partnering with about 20 different during the pandemic, and we have maintained some of those relationships. Kind of a unique one is with the University of Michigan Medical School, Medicine. They just call it University of Michigan Medicine, and they have a program called the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, and OLLI, we call them OLLI. And they provide us with really great virtual content. So we provided those out to people in their homes, but now we're able to host those presentations here. So that's a really great program. And now we're starting to, this fall, we're now showing our starting our in-person presentations. So it might be Oakland County Historical Society. Of course, our wonderful public safety people are coming. Our Bloomfield Township public librarians are coming back. So those are some very cool things. DIA presents here.
So the public safety, they come in once a month.
Yes.
To talk about a variety of subjects. And then for the U of M thing, so is that people, you get together in a group and you watch it from the senior center?
Yes.
Is that what you're doing? Okay. So you can come in, have your cup of coffee or something, and then see some friends, get your workout, get some mental stimulation. So all of those things can happen. So
yes.
Great. So I know I've been watching our little viewers. So we've been like 2 to 7. There people are popping in and out as they watch the broadcast. So that's kind of fun. So if any of you right now who are watching would like to say hello or ask a question of Christine, just type it in to the comment section on Facebook or YouTube, and then you can ask that question live and we'll put it up on screen. So go ahead and do it. Don't be shy. So, and I think we should go out and visit White Pine Coffee. I'd love to make a trip out there, and I will get on the bus too, because I will always go out and visit White Pine Coffee. So is that the kind of trip that you guys plan?
Oh, absolutely. Like I say, we'll go to the theater, but we also want to go to unique places. Like I love the idea that we visit new restaurants that have just opened. So that's a really good thing. We went to Eastern Market a few weeks ago. We also went out to Blake Cider Mill. So we like to do those kind of low key casual things that,
So how do people get around? Like, so there's one bus, 2 buses. How does that happen?
We have a 24 passenger bus and our own driver, but we also have smaller vehicles, 14 passenger and 10 passengers. So it just depends on the registration and that sort of thing.
Oh, okay. All right. So I know people always want to know about where does the money come from to fund the senior center. And it'd be great if all the programming could be free. Why can't it be free for the taxes that we pay? So you want to explain the financial picture of the senior center to us a little bit?
Sure. Yes. So we're a bit unique in that we're the only department that is funded with tax dollars at about 48 to 50% of our budget. So the rest of our budget has to come from program revenue. So people who are benefiting from a program or service are contributing, donations, fundraising, grants, and that sort of thing. So the hard part for us is that because we're local government and don't carry a 501c3, we're not able to apply for most of the grants that are out there. Occasionally we get some. We do have some SMART funding and some block grant funding that assist us. So that's kind of how we are financially. So attendance is really, really important to us. And I do want to say that I forgot to mention it earlier, is that we track the number of new customers that come in and create a profile and join to start with some sort of program. And so all year, this year, 2022, we've been averaging about 20 a month. And then in August, we were 44. So I'm excited. I'm waiting for this.
Okay.
Yes. So we've doubled. So I do believe that September will also be high. So I'm waiting to get those numbers now.
Yeah. Well, people are finished with their summer travels, and now they're kind of slipping into fall, I guess, right? So
yes.
yeah,
I think
looking for something
there's
to
a bit
do.
of a back to school feel for
Mhm.
people in the fall.
Sure.
Um,
Even if you're over 50.
yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, so that's another good point, Carrie, is that a lot of people don't realize that our minimum age to participate is 50 and above. So I think that's an important thing for people to be aware of. Some of the programs like Meals on Wheels is 60, 62 even. But as a general rule, if you're interested in a trip or a presentation, 50 and above.
We do have the millage page up. Do you want to talk a little bit about, oh, sorry. Well, all right, we'll talk about, answer Greg's question first. How old do you have to be to participate? Or so you just said 50, right?
Yes, yep, that is the answer. Yep.
All right, so are we looking at growing? I think we want to make more programs available, right? For our 50 and over, or I guess in general, yes?
Yes, I will say the pool is maxed out. So we're for the 8 hours that we're open, the pool is maxed out because you have to leave time for people to change and shower, etc. But we are always looking for new program ideas. Right now, we're currently looking for some fitness trainers to come. So if you know people, please let us know or message me or do anything on Facebook or LinkedIn, especially. So we are always looking for new ideas for fitness programming and for presentations.
Okay. So we will get back to we do want to talk about the millage that's coming up. We have a page to share, the website to share.
Yes.
So can you talk a little bit about, let me get that page up there. Okay. Talk to me a little bit about what is this millage for?
Yeah. So the senior millage is currently stands at 0.23. It was originally designed back in 2004. And at that time, it was a very, very small program, part of Bloomfield Hill Schools, and there was no facility. So then in 2014, we had the facility open, but the demand continued to grow. So the other thing that has changed is our first 10 years of being open here, we were not paying our way. We were not billed for snow removal and maintenance and all of the other things that it takes to maintain this building. So all the support that we got from IT and from public services, we weren't contributing to. They were paying for it out of their budget. So logically now, that's our time has come that we need to be paying for those things. And so we have the central services fees that came into play about 2 years ago. So really we have a structural deficit, and that's fine because really no one knew how much demand there was going to be. But now the Township Board has created a solution for the community to consider, and that would be a small increase. So instead of 0.23, they're suggesting or proposing a 0.1 increase. So that would put us at 0.33. And there is this great calculator. So if people want to know exactly what it means to them in their household, they can put in their address and find out exactly what it means. I have an example. If your home, your taxable value is $200,000, not market value, this is taxable value. You currently pay $48 towards the senior services. And then if voters approve the millage, you would be paying $66 per year for all of the services offered by Bloomfield Township Senior Services.
And I put that bit.ly down below is the bit.ly that will take you, directly to this page where you can put in your street number and find out what the impact will be for you. So that's what that bit.ly is for. What else do we have coming up? What else is going on in the township and the senior center?
Yeah, great. So we just finished our big walk, and so now we're moving into winter. We have Medicare enrollment assistance that we can have counseling here in the center on a specific day. We have a very important flu shot clinic coming up in I think that's in 4 weeks. So that registration is open now, and that's for anybody 50 and above, keeping in mind that there would be a fee for those 50 and above. And our partner is U of M Medicine. They're coming to do the whole medical part of it.
I think, excuse me for interrupting, but I think it feels a little late for flu shots, but I think it's because the flu shots they've been difficult to get the people to schedule. I think that's what we were talking.
Oh, I don't know. There's different thoughts on that. Every year for more than 25 years, we've been having our flu shot clinic in October. So it is definitely higher demand when there's a shortage, but we absolutely will probably provide about 200 vaccinations that day, coming up in about 4 weeks. And then following that, we have our winter program showcase on November 30th. And again, that'll be just some refreshments, an opportunity to socialize, see what programs and services are here, meet staff and ask specific questions about programs and services. And then also our fun, wonderful band, the Ed Black Jazz Combo, will be performing.
Right. And I do want to mention, so if we also get additional funding, that we could increase the hours and open it to people that maybe are working during the day, right? That's one of the things in the future. In the future.
Oh, in the future,
in
yes.
The future.
Not with this millage, but
right.
But again, as participation grows, we rely on participation revenue, and that's the revenue that drives the hours.
Okay.
Definitely.
So I know that there's a few people watching right now. Do any of you have any questions, or do you want to say hello to Christine and I? Is there anyone out there that's willing to say hi? Well, we're still growing our audience, so in the future, I'm sure we'll have more people that participate. And this is a new thing that we're kind of trying, this interactive live broadcast. So it makes it a little bit, exciting for those of us that are on camera, but later we'll share it and we can always edit things out if we need to. So you have any final thoughts for us, Christine, before we wrap up?
Oh, goodness. I hear all the time for the people that are here, they say, why aren't more people coming? They don't get what is happening here. We're building community. You're investing in your longevity and your wellness. So there's so many things. We talk about vital aging. So come and learn a little bit about us, and you might just find something that you love.
Well, thank you so much for your time and chatting with me, having coffee with me today, Christine. It's such a pleasure to work with you, and I look forward to a continued fruitful relationship as we can, reach our seniors and those that are going to be becoming seniors, and extending our programming to our community. So thanks so much. And for next time in 2 weeks, we'll have Martin Brook, our city clerk. So we'll see you then. Thank you, everybody.